On today's episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, we are going to be talking about Joe Rogan saying that video games are a waste of time. We're going to be talking about games that can bring the world together right now in such a fucked up time. We're going to be talking about a couple that met in a solo queue, a random duo of Apex Legends ended up getting married. And we're also going to be talking about a franchise that's been on ice, if it should be given to an indie developer, and what game that should be to kind of breathe a breath of fresh air back into it. So sit back, crack a cold one, the warm one outside. It's going to be a good one. Welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. Hello all, and welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast, episode 191. I am your host this evening, Chris P., the tallest and the lankiest, and like always, I am joined by very, very handsome co-hosts. Nice tight fades, very hydrated. They're glowing. The tan, the vitamin D is just hitting them from the outside, and they are glowing. First, I'm gonna roll out the red carpet to our own Dr. Bob. What's up, my man?
What is up? You know, I know you hear this from me a lot, but I'm fucking tired, man.
It's been a week.
I'm tired. Look, we can all collectively agree it didn't feel like a week. It felt like a fucking month.
Yeah.
This week felt like a month.
I think Dom tweeted it today. It's like, today's been the longest week ever.
Dude, I had 3 days off this week, and it still felt like a fucking month. But I worked a long shift today. I had a bunch of shit I had to do after taking 3 days off. So I'm tired. I want to let's fucking breeze through this. Let's talk about some games. Let's talk about old people talking about games. Let's crack a few fucking jokes. Why don't we?
Yeah, why not? Huh? Why not? Just a little bit on a Thursday night.
And let's round it out nice and early so Bobby can get back in bed, baby.
Well, Bob, I know that you're exhausted, but it's so good to see you. This is grit. This is your flu game, and it's I feel like every week's your flu game, but this is just another one to add on. And last but not least, the man with a plan. Very nice beard right now. I don't know if you've touched it, but I'm jealous because mine looks like a fucking like dead guinea pig got put on my face. But our own Papa Dom. What up, G?
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good.
Okay. Didn't expect it.
Yeah. You know, this week has been the longest year of my life. It's been a long one. I feel like this is like the 9th Thursday of the week. However, it's the first, which means tomorrow is Friday, which means today is Friday Junior, which means
we celebrate.
Which also means I'm ready for the number one gaming podcast on the internet, and I hope you guys feel nice too, at least for the next hour.
Number one gaming podcast in the world, Dom. Get it right, get it tight. Shout out Bubba Sparks. Let's roll into a little weekend recap. Papa Dom, why don't you kick us off? You live a fucking wild lifestyle. I know that you definitely took a couple suds for a ride. Tell us about it.
You know, let me just stop by saying this. I think I've drank more Trulies in the last, 8 days than I have in my entire life put together. I don't know why I've been on, the Truly kick. I think it's because my wife buys a lot of them and doesn't always drink them all. So I'm like, these are probably going to go bad. What do they go bad after 3 days? I might as well get them drinking now.
Yeah.
So been killing a lot of Trulies. I'm going to be honest with you. Paper Mario, the Origami King, is currently my favorite game of the year. It is absolutely fucking incredible. The writing is hysterical. The theme and the art style is just so great. And you would have never known this if you listened to anybody on Twitter, which you should pretty much never do, because they would have you believe that because this game wasn't Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, that it was going to be trash. However, Nintendo was like, fuck around and find out. So $63.74 later, I'm playing one of the best role-playing games that I've played in probably a decade. It's fucking amazing. I strongly recommend it. I would consider this a must-buy this year if you have a Nintendo Switch. And as you may know, the enemies are all made of paper or like origami in the game, as is keeping with the series. but the bosses this time around are like regular objects. There's like a stapler, there's like a rubber band ball guy, there's a colored pencil box, and they all like talk and have personalities and shit. And if any company on Earth could make like art utensils, interesting RPG bosses, it was fucking Nintendo, because there's some of the most entertaining boss fights I've like played in a very long time. I like cannot believe
that the brute in the Halo Infinite trailer kind of looked like an eraser.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the eraser boss in Paper Mario yet, but if there is one, I'll let you know how
the Ticonderoga boss, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But the game is incredible. So yeah, I'm doing good. The weekend was good. I had several adult refreshments over the weekend, and yeah, that's been pretty much it. I've just been playing a lot of Paper Mario and enjoying life.
Love it. You love to hear that, Dom. I'm glad your weekend was great, and once again, it's excellent to see you tonight, my friend. Bob, my man, the guy that's always out and about, always doing these crazy things. I'm curious if you went like skydiving or something this weekend. What'd you do this weekend, Bob?
I did go out this weekend.
Wow, okay.
What do you mean? I live an exciting life. Okay?
This is growing.
We celebrated our buddy Dan's 27th birthday this weekend. So shout out to Dan, happy birthday. He built a big ass deck and a man cave in his backyard.
Right.
And Mikey, best friend in real life, friend of the show, built a D&D table for it, and it came out fucking sick.
Wow.
So we went there, sat outside, socially distanced with only there was like 6 of us there, I think. And we drank a bunch around a nice fire pit. And that's about it. Played some more Valorant. I somehow let my friends Friday night convince me to finally get back into Warzone.
Oh, okay.
They could, because it's crossplay and they all play on Xbox.
You'll learn it. Way to get under it before you know. I go ahead.
What to get ahead of you?
Yeah.
Before you say a bunch of shit. Yeah. I know. You think I don't? I know you too well. I know what you're gonna fucking say. Like the whole fucking Animal Crossing bullshit.
Tell us about Warzone, Bob. How you liking it?
I mean, it's still as frustrating as it was then. Like realistically, the only reason why I keep playing it and like I have somewhat of a good time with it is because I'm playing with my fucking best friends that I grew up with my entire life, that I haven't had the possibility of playing video games with because I'm mainly playing on PC and they all still play on console. But they convinced me to start playing it with them. I have been. The game is still fucking. There's no footstep audio. There's cheaters in every 5th match, I think. I'm gonna say 1 in every 5 matches. There's just blatant cheaters. Like, I think I wasn't streaming. I wanted to stream it after I beat Resident Evil 0. By the way, after I beat Resident Evil 0, I was gonna stream some Warzone with them. And the first game we got on, somebody locked onto us through a fucking wall and was just tracing our heads through the wall, shooting as we went up the stairs.
Sounds accurate.
So, yeah, Warzone riddled with cheaters. There's literally no footstep audio. You can't hear anything. You can't hear someone landing behind you if they're parachuting in. You can't hear, and there's no audio in the game. And I don't know. The tick rate is still not, it's not there. Like bullets don't register. There's still ghost bullets. They didn't, since I stopped playing this game, when did this come out?
Oh my God.
When did Warzone come out?
I couldn't even tell you.
Like
January? Long time ago.
January, maybe? Whatever. In that, we'll say 7-month time period that I haven't touched the game, there's been no progress. They've done nothing to improve the game. So,
hey, but they're dropping cryptic messages on Twitter. I mean,
of what? They're not going to do anything.
Well, that's their trying to become like, how do you do, fellow kids? Because everyone reads into all like the new shit about like looking too far into like documents that they find on the ground and stuff like that. No. But do you see why I get so angry with this game? I feel like we talk about this all the time. But now that you're back into it, do you see why it gets me so angry?
I can't, I don't take it seriously, though. That's the thing. I'll jump in and, I'll just fuck around and try to frag out with people. But, I can't play that game on a serious level. Like, I play Valorant on a serious level. I can't play Warzone on a serious level because the game is so fundamentally broken.
Yeah.
It's there's no balance to it. There's a gun meta that you could just pay if you pay to get the gun leveled up. Like, the best gun in the game is locked behind a paywall. You
Yeah,
can't. It's fucking. It's ridiculous. The game is unbalanced and unfinished, and they have done literally nothing to fix it in the time frame that I didn't play it.
And
Activision
you're gonna play
baby.
20 more hours of it this weekend.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Like, seriously.
like you said, you don't take it serious, but it's so tough for me to not take the game somewhat serious when everyone in the lobby is just sweating. Because I mean, you could say it's a good thing, right? Where like there's been a bunch of tournaments and like opens that are opened up because of this game, and a lot of people can make a name for themselves because of it. We know people that have made names for themselves because of it. But at the same time, it's like you get into a lobby, you can't even kick back, chill with your buddies because there's people fucking running around like madmen. And this isn't me saying I don't try, because I do. But I'm not going to be at the point where like my face is on top of the screen like it used to be when I was playing Counter-Strike. I just can't get that much into it.
Oh, mechanically, I've never felt better playing that game in my I've never felt better playing a Call of Duty game mechanically than I do right now. Just because all like the FPS translating from CS:GO and Valorant, and even Quake and Diabolical to an extent, translating into Call of Duty, it just makes gunplay feel easy.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm playing on easy mode against people that don't know what they're doing. The issue is, if I shoot one person and I down them and their teammate is to the right, I automatically get downed. You can't do there's no 1v2 mechanic. You can't fight against two people at once. And on top of that, you can't fucking hear them. So you don't even know if there's a second person around the corner once you're fighting one person. The game's just completely imbalanced.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because it's so heavily ingrained into console players right now. Like my friends specifically, that it's just, this is the game that they want me to play with them because everybody can play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like every other year of your life when a Call of Duty game came out and your friends in high school would buy it, and it was like, yeah, I mean, I'm playing this 80, maybe like 70% because I actually enjoy it and because it brings me pleasure, and 30% because all my friends are playing it. Like, that's, I mean, I fucking love Halo 3, but I'm not good enough at the multiplayer to play it all the time, but I will play it because my friends are playing it. Like, that was exactly why I did that. So
right, and I didn't even want to play it. They convinced me to play it, and then the first game I played back, I dropped like 12 kills, and I was sniping people left and right, and it was like, why does this feel so easy right now? And then the next day, it was just 3 cheaters, and it's, I don't know. The game's not finished.
Yeah,
and they're not going to finish it.
Chris, how was your weekend, my brother?
My weekend was great. I was up in the woods of New Hampshire with like 5 of my buddies. A lot of
chilling with your buddies,
just chilling with my buddies, guy, and a lot of booze on the stove, kicking it, OS for life. But we hung out there, a lot of booze, a lot of grilled meats, put some wiffle ball, went on like a natural lazy river that was there. Really good weekend to just kind of like decompress from everything. It was nice. It was nice. Really can't complain. Really got thrown back into Monday. Still fucking have the shakes. Wasn't good, but it was really good. I did need that. As for what I've been playing, I did play Grounded yesterday, which for people that don't know, it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but out in like the fucking woods. And let me tell you something, the spiders in that game are genuinely scary. I had to stop playing, and if you saw me, you probably couldn't see me because I was trying to record it, and it looked like I was recording off an Easy Bake Oven. But I was like holding my fingers up to my neck, feeling my heart, and it was pulsing. I was like genuinely, I got scared because it jumped out at me. Wasn't good. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Rogue Company, which is a third-person 4v4 tactical shooter. Been really fun. Haven't found myself getting too angry with the game yet. I like that everyone's on the same playing field right now in closed beta. So the only people that really have an upper hand in it is people that had access to the alpha, aka ya boy. But it's nice because everyone's still learning the game and everything like that, but so be it. That was my weekend. That's what I've been playing. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the show. Something that's been getting talked about all week. You might even say blown out of proportion, but the internet has been going bananas. Joe Rogan says video games are a waste of time. I quote, "Video games are a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun. You do them and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere. And then he compared it to comparing it to doing jiu-jitsu by saying you could do jiu-jitsu for a couple of years and then you can end up like opening up your own school. And then you see that instructor who was teaching you jiu-jitsu, and you see that he drives a Mercedes. You see that he has a nice family, and like you see where that can get you. So, internet.
Wait a second. How many jiu-jitsu trainers are driving Mercedes?
That's what I'm saying, right? And if you want to be able to look at someone who's in a position you are and use that as motivation, look at these people now who are making millions and millions of dollars a month playing video games. And that's not even taking into consideration, this is the thing that drove me nuts in the whole thing, right? Where he's looking at live streamers. That's it. And once again, this is coming, and like, I'm not going to throw shade 100% because Joe Rogan is genuinely addicted to Quake. He's come out and said it. He's like very.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't he a big Quake guy?
Yeah, he's a huge Quake guy.
That was like the context of his, of this quote that so many people on the internet ran away with without delving into the context. He was talking about his Quake addiction and how he paid, I think he was paying like, what was it, like $800 a month for inline internet at the time. This was like in the 80s where we all had fucking dial-up, or in the 90s when we all had fucking dial-up. He paid to get fiber optics, like the fiber was.
He had to invent fiber optics.
They had to I was listening to him talk about this on a podcast with Nothing, the Counter-Strike professional Nothing. He had to get the wiring through the fucking street, underneath the street, into his house, and he was paying like $800 a month for it. Okay. Just to play Quake.
You know what else costs like $800 a month? A fucking Mercedes, man. It's the same shit. It comes full circle. But like the reason I took it, and maybe I'm taking it out of context, right? Where I thought he was targeting streamers specifically, right? Where like people sit behind their computers and they just grind video games all day to get to the point of becoming one of these biggest streamers in the world. Can that happen? Yeah. Is it like few and far between? Yeah, absolutely. I understand that. But there's so many different avenues that you can take with knowing video games, which comes from playing them, talking about them, all of that. You can end up developing one day, right? Because you play a lot of games and somehow your mind works where you recognize things that could be better within that game, and it makes you want to get into that field. Great. You're not good at video games, but you understand them inside and out. You could go into media. You can cover media. You can like cover video games for a living. If you love video games, but you weren't good at it, but you know everything that's going on in a specific game, you could become fucking Golden Boy, who was showcasing, and now he's on like television with The Rock. There's so many different avenues you can take. And if I'm missing out on some, like, I apologize. I'm just ranting now. There's so many different ways you can go in it. But to say they're a waste of time, I'd be lying if I said that sometimes they can be. Depends how you look at them, right? But it's a hobby. At the end of the day, video games are a hobby. It's something you genuinely enjoy doing. You can't put like that's a waste of time, because look at like these fucking old chicks that like crochet. I was gonna say crochet and shit. That's not turning into anything, but it's something they enjoy doing.
They might also play croquet.
Yeah, crochet, tomato. I croquet while I play crochet. It's other way around.
The other way around.
But at the end of the day, it's a hobby, right? You're sitting there enjoying your time with your friends, like with people online. You're meeting new people, which is also going to be another topic. We talk about someone got fucking married from them. But at the very least, you're having fun. It's why people watch movies. It's why people read. It's why people go to the gym, those psychopaths. But it's to like escape for a little bit and do something you genuinely enjoy doing. Would I call that a waste of time? Fuck no.
I mean, I guess it just depends on, you know, what your... I mean, this is, first of all, for all the fucking dumbass, like, old head takes that we've had on video games, this is probably the least worrisome, because Joe Rogan is a big Quake guy. Like, the guy has played bajillions of hours of Quake and was, like, changing the way he approached his life because of it. Granted, he's been making a lot of money as a comedian for a very long time, so, like, I'm not really worried about how much money he was spending to get, like, fiber optic internet. You know, I'm sure, like, plenty of other people were getting shit like that, too, like, that were in the same, you know, go-round as him. The guy's been around for quite a while. But, like, at the end of the day, I think that the analogy to be like, oh, well, you could play jiu-jitsu, and then, you know, a couple of years later, you open up your own gym. Like, I'm not, like, a big jiu-jitsu guy. Like, I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu specifically, but I do know, like, martial arts-wise, I feel like it's more than a couple of years to, like, open up your own dojo. Like, you gotta be, like, you got to be up there, right? Like you got to be
credible.
someone who's you got to have you have to have like a famous last name, or you have to have beaten somebody with a famous last name, and then you open up a gym that people are actually gonna want to go to. You can't just open up a fucking pizza place on the corner and be like, you were flipping around pizzas in your kitchen for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden you open up a restaurant. Like he's making it seem like you can go from putting your buddies in a chokehold in your backyard to owning a Mercedes and being a professional BJJ instructor in 2 years. And granted, like, can you do that with gaming? Maybe. I mean, some people have caught lucky breaks. There's been some, really like quick talents that have risen quickly. But this is the exact same with any sport, with anything, really. Like, you can have a kid who has one amateur boxing match or something. The video goes viral. Bang. Next thing you know, he's an undercard for a big time pay-per-view. Next thing you know, the kid is fighting for a belt, right? Like, it's sure. From a certain point of view, you could say that you're playing video games all day, every day, and letting that distract you from doing things that you probably should be doing in life. Probably not great. I mean, but that the same could go for mixed martial arts.
Anything.
You could be spending 7 days a week in the BJJ gym, showing up late to work, or like leaving early or something like that, like lose your job because of it. But that could go for anything.
Yeah.
So like the problem is that there's two different types of people on the internet right now. I don't think anybody is like a casual fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. There's like the only middle ground is like the people who watch the clips, like the 10-minute clips, and don't listen to the full like.
Yeah, I like to consider myself in the middle ground.
You are either your life, your personality is I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. That is one side of the spectrum, and the other side is people whose personality that is I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast are the worst people alive. That is the only two. There is no in between.
I disagree. I completely disagree.
Well, you have the sliver about the YouTube videos. This is what Dom was saying.
This is it. The YouTube video. I watch like the 10-minute like YouTube clips here and there, and I'm like, oh, pretty interesting topic.
I do that too. But if he has an interesting guest on that I resonate with, i.e., nothing, Jordan Gilbert, the professional Counter-Strike player, I'll sit there and I'll listen to the entire show. Like, I'll watch it while I'm working. But like, otherwise, if it's not a guest that I'm not familiar with, I'm not super interested in, I don't care. You know what I'm like? I'm not invested in Joe Rogan. I'm invested in the guests that he has on. That's my draw.
Right. So you're not a Joe, see, exactly. Because the only is like, oh my God, everything Joe Rogan is saying is opening up your fucking chakras in your brain. Like, you're going to have to take, what does he say? DMT? Yeah.
DMT,
like, bro, just take some DMT,
ketamine,
bro.
mescaline.
Bro, take some ketamine, bro. I'm telling you, just listen to Joe Rogan, bro. He knows everything, bro. I'm serious, bro. Please.
Yo, bro, you want to come over, get high, and listen to the Joe Rogan podcast?
No.
Please.
I mean, I'm not throwing shade at his show. I mean, he secured the bag.
No.
The show is interesting. I just thought this was a very cold take.
I like Joe Rogan. I think he's fucking hilarious. And I think some of his takes are really good. And Grant, you gotta like take the show for face value. Like, the dude is gonna just be there. Like the Bill Burr clip where they're talking about masks.
Yeah.
Like, that is my favorite clip of all time. And he's like,
we're not gonna do this show.
Yeah, we're not doing this right now. Like, me without a medical degree, you without a medical degree, you're just like smoking weed in front of an American flag, and you're gonna ask me if masks. Like, that is the whole show, like, in a fucking nutshell. And
he's like sitting there with a cigar and goes, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Brylan asked in the chat, where's he from? Actually, Joe Rogan was born in Revere. Fun fact. So
we should go on the Joe Rogan podcast. We're from the same city. Joe,
Rogan.
Joe, have your people get in touch with our people, aka us. Just copy all of us on an email.
Let's talk about it.
I would say contact our intern, but the kid doesn't do shit. So just contact us directly.
The only two types of people that I know are like the people who every one of their Instagram stories, and it's like, it just looks like a million little dashes, is just all clips from the Joe Rogan podcast. And it's like, wow, I can't wait for the rest of America to wake up. Like, they're listening to this fucking revolutionary thing. And then the other thing is like, everything Joe Rogan says is problematic. And like, it's just, could you just be a casual fan of something? And like,
or you could take it at face value, and just be like, this is entertainment.
Yeah.
That's all it is. This is the design of this podcast is entertainment purposes. He's
Yeah.
not sitting down and declaring himself to be the fucking know-all, the be-all, end-all of whatever information they're talking about. He is doing this for entertainment, which is why he has guests who are qualified on. That's
Right.
those should be the people you're taking the information from. People should
Yeah.
not be hitching their horses directly to Joe Rogan. It should be the product that they're putting forward, and that is an entertaining podcast
Yeah.
with entertaining guests.
Yeah, I just don't understand the like. You pretty much probably shouldn't do this with anybody, but like you probably shouldn't like take anybody's like any single person's word as law on like one thing. You know what I mean? Like, did he put on Elon Musk on there and hand the guy a blunt to be like, let's have some scientific breakthroughs? It's like, no, I'm gonna get a bajillion clicks and memes out of this.
Yeah, he didn't even inhale it. Fucking Elon Musk. Try to act like he was booted. He didn't even inhale it.
Look like me smoking weed, dude. I don't even know how to do it.
It was like
I'm smoking it backwards.
That's all he did.
But yeah, I mean, I think the take is a lot more harmless than people think it is. There was more. This is my favorite thing is that when something happens, right, and Joe Rogan will trend on Twitter, and 80% of the tweets will be, "Why is Joe Rogan trending on Twitter?" You know what I mean? Like Pokimane boyfriend was trending on Twitter earlier, and it was like, "Why is Pokimane boyfriend trending on Twitter?" Was the entire trending topic,
and that's why it's trending.
This is just remove the feature from the website, shut the website off, and remove it, and then turn it back on. Don't keep it off. But
that's another thing. Imagine having a boyfriend and you fucking start trending. God forbid. Let
me just say one thing. Let me just move this over real quick.
Yeah, good. Oh, you, bro.
Just for video games, man. Just for video games.
We need a soundbite of that, so you can just push the button.
I know. I kind of like the theatrics of it. You know, I just like move the pop filter over.
Ooh,
I move away from the pop filter to breathe in. So yeah, I think the take is actually kind of harmless. The harmful part of it is the people who like are taking his word as law, and they're like, "Yeah, bro, I'm throwing my PS4 in the garbage disposal, and I'm gonna go practice BJJ in the backyard."
Yeah, like you said, it is harmless. I mean, we have to talk about it. It has to do like with our industry, but I didn't take it. I didn't take it at face value. It's just kind of the guy's addicted to video games himself. And it's a conversation that's been happening forever, right? Our video game's a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. The guy's a mastermind. Who knows? Maybe he said it because he knew he would fucking go like bonkers around the internet. Who knows? The guy is playing chess with just playing checkers, but just play video games, man. Enjoy what you enjoy. Next topic, Dom, you had something for us.
Yes, I did. Okay, so we spoke about this a couple months ago on March 20th, 2020, which was the fact, or, you know, after that, where Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've said this on the show before, I think that Animal Crossing New Horizons will go down as being one of the most important video games ever because of what it is and when it released and what it did for people. Kind of along the same vein with Pokemon Go when that first came out, like the world just seemed like it was at peace. Like everybody was out there catching Squirtles and all that other shit. So, like right now, there's a lot of games that have been pushed back. There have been like, you know, remasters and sequels that have been teased that haven't really been followed through on. You know, Animal Crossing has gotten a lot of people through the bulk of this quarantine so far. You know, but you know, obviously we wake up to more like shitty news every single day. So my question to the congregation is, and you can feel free to make a game up, and we can this will be a good segue into Bob's topic as well. But what game, if released right now, or like what like remaster if it came out right now, would truly bring the world together?
I mean, I have one, but it would be like a re-release of right now. Like if like the game didn't exist and you dropped it right now instead.
Yeah, give it to me.
Minecraft. 10 times out of 10. Minecraft, I don't care how technology illiterate your parents are or your grandparents are, you can move forward and press a couple buttons, and even if not, and like you sit there and you're building stuff in front of them, the old geezers will love it. I feel like the world can come together on that. There's not too much happening in the game. It's fun. You can like recreate things. If your grandma wants to see like her old childhood home and there's pictures of it, you can like build something for. I just think
God, this is so sad.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how like the geezers and like the the youngins could come together right now, because of course, like
A
there's
raw geezer.
a raw
Shout
geezer.
out to all of our UK SIGs, all the geezers out there. It's a different meaning in the UK.
What does that mean in the UK?
Geezer, you're like fuck, I gotta look this up. I'm pretty sure like a geezer is like
Am I completely
you're
like
a
saying something
no,
terrible?
a geezer. No.
Alright.
A geezer like in here is like an old guy, but like a geezer is like an old like ball buster or like a good guy, but like an older guy
Oh, okay.
or something like that. Yeah.
We should start spreading that around the states. I like that, because Giza has a
And
bad annotation. Like you can't drive, and like you're on your what's the card that they all get, the ERT card
It's
or
like
something like that?
yeah. It's in the UK it is synonymous with like the US dude.
Oh, okay. What up, Giza?
It's still a slang term for an old man, but it can carry the connotation of either age or eccentricity.
What does that mean? The second one?
Like somebody being crazy or something like that. Like
Okay.
being like a wild old man.
Damn, bro, you being a geezer right now. I like that. You're a geezer right now. I'm gonna start using that. But yeah, I think Minecraft. I've seen a lot of things. Me personally, I played it just like fucking around, and I know a couple people like within the community actually still play it. And it's more of a. I feel like I say this all the time, but you need a mindless game, right? There's nothing more mindless than Minecraft, in my opinion. Yeah, you have to look out for like the little like golems and shit that like kill you and stuff like that. Ooh, like those fucking noises and stuff when you take it, you know. But I think a lot of the older people can enjoy it with the youngins. I mean, it's easy for me to throw back to the roots of like Cooking Mama. I feel like that could be a really good one too. Because who doesn't like cooking? Who doesn't like food? I loved the game when I was a kid, and I'll like if I'm 90 years old and I'm shitting my pants, and someone's like, "Hey, like Grandpa, you want to play Cooking Mama?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's cook the souffle, kid.
Let's chop these motherfucking carrots.
Let's dice these shits." Dom, what do you think?
Okay, so for me, so a few months ago, was it a few months ago, or was this like a year ago at this point? Anyway, this feels like 9 years ago. Yeah, this is actually last year. This is last August. So last August, World of Warcraft Classic came out. Lots of people, including the two of you, played WoW for the first time, and I had been like begging so many people for 15 years to play Classic or to play WoW with me. And then Classic comes out, and people are starting to get hooked on it. Our whole Discord was playing it. Everybody was just at peace. It was beautiful. Granted, lots of folks fell off. That's what happens with WoW. I mean, I go back like every year, and then I play the story content, and then I unsubscribe, and then I go back. So, vanilla is obviously like nostalgic for lots of people, but if we were to see if they just skipped ahead 2 expansions and they bundled together Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, and we got to see like a re-release of World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King, I think that would bring the entire world, the whole entire gaming world anyway, together.
Yep.
The Lich King is widely regarded as the best expansion in World of Warcraft, one of the best expansions in the history of video games. It is widely regarded as just one of the best RPG experiences ever. Chances are 9 times out of 10, if you ask somebody who's played WoW for an extended period of time, they will tell you Wrath of the Lich King is the definitive like timetable from that game. Like that is all the best parts of that game were all firing on all cylinders. The story content was incredible. The PvP was right where it needed to be. Like the world spanning events were just absolutely incredible. And like the new region of Northrend was just so massive, and there was just so much shit to do. And I know that there's plenty of folks in here. I know Bryland is a big Lich King guy. I know Kenny's a big Lich King guy. Pretty much anybody I know is like, man, if they would just really... I have friends that have played on like Lich King, like bootleg servers for years, and they would just start off a new character, and then Blizzard would kill the server, and they would have to go start over again, and that's how good the content was. It was just like the sweet spot for that game, and I'm convinced that if Wrath of the Lich King Classic or like Wrath of the Lich King HD or whatever the fuck it is came out tomorrow, we would never need to leave our house again, because the best of World of Warcraft would be nice and fresh and new again, and everybody would be at peace.
Imagine
so that is my...
You personally, imagine getting experience WoW for the first time again.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was kind of like Classic for me. I was like, wow, I forgot how much I fucking hated vanilla when it first came out. I've been playing the game. I've been subscribing on it. I've subscribed off and on since 2004, and I was like, "Fuck, vanilla was brutal." And Lich King was really when I first like really got into it, like hard body. Like I played casually through vanilla and Burning Crusade, like leveled up to max. Never really raided until Lich King, and that was really the pinnacle for me. That was when I found like my first guild. That I'm still friends with a lot of them to this day. Like that was really just for me, just mi corazón,
Mi
just
corazón.
right here.
Corazón.
So that's me. Bert, hit me.
Kind of along those same veins. Old school RuneScape. That was a
Ooh.
game. If I got to experience that game again for the first time, that would be fucking incredible. It was like that was like the end of elementary school into middle school heyday, where it was like everybody would get on at the same time after school every single day. We would play all weekend, and that was like that's equivalent to Dom's WoW. However, I think a game to be released right now that would unify everybody. We already brought up Pokemon Go. Let's get a legitimate Pokemon MMO.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Legitimate MMORPG set in the Pokemon universe. I mean, you kind of got to dabble with Sword and Shield. Give us the real fucking deal this time. And like Dom hinted at earlier, there's a spiritual successor to this in Temtem, which is like the knockoff Pokemon game, but it's an MMO.
Yeah, I've
So
heard great things.
I think if they can do it, why can't the Pokemon company do it? The fans want it, It's something that when it came to Fallout 76, it was divisive because some fans wanted to experience Fallout with their friends. Others just wanted the traditional Fallout experience, single player, the lone wanderer. It's just you. You're going through these expansive environments by yourself, exploring. And, that's why, other than the fact that the game came out completely fucking broken, that's a huge reason why it wasn't as successful as it could have been. But like an MMO RPG set in the realm of Pokemon, that would bring everybody together. It brings people our age together, people older than us together, people younger than us who like didn't get introduced to Pokemon until like third or fourth gen.
And then the people that don't even know what
everybody.
Pokemon is, like the kids that got introduced to Pokemon from like Pokemon Go. Imagine there's kids that exist in this world that really don't know what Pokemon is. That's sickening to me.
There's people that don't know what Digimon is, the superior version, but like still.
Superior, bro. How many statues do you have for Digimon?
One is still back ordered.
Still? No, it's been like 8 months.
It's been a while.
Friend of the program, friend in real life, Johnny Rupia told me that he gave Temtem a spin, and he described it as what Pokemon would be like if Game Freak listened.
Yep.
So yeah, it's I've heard really good things. I've seen really good things. I'm actually looking forward to giving that a spin. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes a different studio to give the fans what they want. And Bob, that was your big thing, right?
Yes. So, as many of you know, I have been preaching that I just want to see Dino Crisis. There's been a lull in the survival horror genre for a while. It dipped in the late 2000s to the early 2010s where it became like the first person, all you could do is run and hide type of horror game. Like it was kind of revolutionized by Amnesia. And then every other horror game following had to do the same exact thing. But survival horror itself, where you can actually fight back, it just vanished for a while. So I've been preaching we want Dino Crisis back. We want to go back to the grassroots for Resident Evil, which they've been doing. Thankfully, Capcom still give us fucking Dino Crisis.
I don't know why I find it so funny. Is that I've been preaching for Dino Crisis. I preach you on like your hands and knees on the fucking mountaintops.
Want it. We all want it. But there's also like great news going around. It's been like this for the past like 6 or so years, where all of those major companies that don't want to give the fans what they actually want and what they're actually asking for, there's indie developers out there creating spiritual successors to those franchises. So I actually found a list that I was looking through of like games that are considered spiritual successors and like if they were successful. So BioShock is a spiritual successor to System Shock 2. A hugely successful franchise. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, spiritual successor to Castlevania.
Real good one.
Hugely successful. Let's see, what else? Shovel Knight, spiritual successor to Mega Man, and that was an indie developed game. Axiom Verge to Super Metroid. What else? The Evil Within to Resident Evil. There's a couple. Ukulele to Banjo Kazooie, but that didn't really work out that well.
It's like good, not great. Like
and Mighty Number 9. And Mighty Number 9, which I want to
Mighty Number 9 stunk though, didn't it?
Exactly. So there's developers coming out with these games that we're looking for. Like people want another Mega Man game. So we got Mighty Number 9, but it got blown so out of proportion that it wasn't actually any good. Ukulele, same deal. But there are teams out there that nobody's ever heard of that are going out of their way to give us what we want. And one of which is what's the name of this team? Team Reptile. Team Reptile is producing Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is the spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio. When's the last time we had a Jet Set Radio game? 18 fucking years ago in the Dreamcast. Okay? So you and I both want it. Chris, I don't know if you've ever played Jet Set Radio, but I know Dom and I have, and we both want it. Did you ever play it?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, you know what?
Hey, really but there's no better time than now, baby. If it was me, I would play it. I would play it, brother. I mean, just give me Dino Crisis. Am I right, boys?
Oh, you're so right. So I wanted to broach the question to you guys because we've discussed similar topics to this before. But what's a franchise that's been on ice for a while, we've had no updates on, or even if they're updates, they're like quote unquote unsubstantiated rumors. But what's a series on ice right now that you would like just some indie dev to come out of nowhere and be like, guess what? Fuck it. Back us on Kickstarter. We get the game for you. It might not be the same IP, but you're going to enjoy it.
Okay. I have, hold on. I just want to make sure I have the right. So I feel like I've said this once again, but I was a huge fan of backyard sports. I feel like there's a huge market for like backyard baseball, backyard basketball. And fucking it was owned by Humongous Entertainment. And right now, there's a game out called Super Mega Baseball. It was developed by Metalhead Software. And the game is crushing because people like sports games, right? Not everyone, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but at some point in your life, you probably played a sports game. And sometimes you don't want to play the super realistic one. Sometimes you want to hit a line drive back up the middle and the pitcher gets hit in the nuts and he falls to the ground like whimpering on the ground. You want to have fun with that, just like NHL hits and like NFL blitz and all those type of things, where I think that IP is so like bundled up and won't get out of Humongous Entertainment's grasp. But if they were to just pass that off, and like right now, Dom, you could help me on this too because you interviewed him at PAX. What's that game right now that's doing something similar to NHL Hits?
You are thinking of Bitfry Studios, and they have all of the not exclusive licenses, but they have all of the major sports licenses for Ultimate Rivals.
Ultimate Rivals, that's what it was. But still, like I said, there's a market for that, and I think when was the last time we played that? What was I, fucking 7, 8? I don't know how long ago that was. Decades ago. But if you just put that back in my lap now, I used to play that on.
No, wait, what? Backyard baseball?
Yeah,
we streamed it at your house before.
Yeah, no, but like when was it like actually out? And that was a fucking process.
When's the last time that you were like playing it? Yeah.
But I don't remember.
I used to have it on my Game Boy. I used to have it on everything. And any chance I had to play that, I definitely would, because there was nothing better than starting a new season up after you pick all the players off the bench, having Vinny the Gooch showcast the games. It was the best. It was so good, and I really want one of those games back. Do I think we'll ever get it? Yeah, probably at some time. Will it ever be the same? Will we ever get Mikey Thomas, Keisha Thomas, Pablo Sanchez, Ahmed Khan? Will we ever get any of them back? No, and that really hurts me. That keeps me up at night sometimes. Dmitry Petrovic, who's an absolute problem from downtown and backyard basketball. The kid is a problem. Pete Whaler, who's the fastest kid in the world. I mean, all those characters. Look at how I'm like passionate about these like made up fucking fictional children that are in a video game that I played when I was 10 years old. I'll never have that connection towards that again. I'll never see those players again. Kind of hurts, but if Humongous Entertainment was just to, like, take one for the team, let an indie team take it over, I think the world would be very happy if backyard sports came back.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically kind of the same for me. I mean, I'm a big NBA Jam guy, and that's why I'm really glad that BitFry Studios is giving us the NBA Jam spiritual successor that we deserve, which is Ultimate Rivals The Court. And I think that is coming later this year. Really, really, really looking forward to that, because Ultimate Rivals The Rink is fucking amazing, which is like all kinds of major athletes, not just from one sport, but from all different ones. All playing against each other in an arcade action title. I mean, the sports video game space is like a fucking $15 billion industry in itself. And, they're coming. They have a small studio in New Hampshire, and they're coming out of the woodwork being like, you know what, let's make some arcade action titles, and fill a void that hasn't been filled in God knows how long. When it comes to like, a spiritual successor that doesn't exist, though, I mean, it's really tough for me to like say one way or the other that I know definitively that one studio is going to be better than the next. For me, I really think that Devolver Digital does some fucking incredible work, and I think that they obviously do their best work when they're producing titles that are really unique, kind of like more on the quirky side, things that you wouldn't maybe expect from other studios. But I would love to see them take on like a really big project. I honestly would love to see them come out with like a Metroidvania type project. I mean, I know that they have some side-scrolling action titles. They have like My Name is Pablo, which is kind of a different whole take
Really fun
on that genre, but maybe like a really tight, like fast side-scrolling, what's the word I'm looking for when you like have to kind of go back and then go forward again? What's the word I'm looking for?
Metroidvania. That's the.
Well, I know it's a Metroidvania, but like, isn't there another term?
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it has like the backtracking of Metroidvania and shit like that. I would love to see Devolver do something like that and have like a pretty, not as much of a goofy mechanic, but like a pretty serious kind of sci-fi Metroidvania title. I think that would be really great. Also,
you should definitely check out Axiom Verge. It's not lighthearted. It's like super metal, actually.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And it's on. I'm pretty sure it's on Switch too. So there you go.
Fuck with it. Also, I think one of my favorite indie studios right now is Brave at Night and No More Robots, who came out with Yes, Your Grace, which is like a choice-driven adventure kind of point-and-click game that's really excellent. It's on Switch and PC. I think it might be on Xbox and PS4 right now too. I would love to see them do a real licensed Game of Thrones like adventure game, because I played the Telltale Game of Thrones game and it stunk. I'm sure that everybody who worked in that game worked really hard, and it's not your fault that the story was not good, but the story was not good. I did not like it. And I think that franchise, granted, the show doesn't deserve better because the show's writing was fucking cheeks, but the books deserve better. So give me like a smaller scale, scale back the graphics, like slice the budget for everybody in there, get some no-name actors to play main characters. I literally do not fucking care. Just give me a good story that's like based in Westeros, that it's like that point-and-click kind of adventure style that Telltale was shooting for, but I don't ever want to play as the Foresters again. They're fucking inept, and they're the worst part of that franchise.
That's such a good word, inept.
Fucking just the most inept, useless, noodle arm,
derelict.
Yeah, I mean, just awful. Just absolutely awful.
Bob, what do you got?
There are a lot of like retro-inspired horror games being published by indie developers right now. There's nothing like specific to a genre, but there are some. There's like a dinosaur survival game coming out. There's actually a couple coming out.
Dino Crisis.
It's like not Dino Crisis, unfortunately, but one called Goner, which is like Ark and The Forest, but with dinosaurs, which looks really interesting. Fuck, there was another one too, like a asymmetrical survival game, I think. But regardless, there's a lot of like retro
Evolve.
inspired. Definitely, yep. Evolve 2. Evolve Season 2. It's coming out 8 years later. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of first person retro style games that are coming out that are lightly based in horror rather than like Duke Nukem, for instance, or like Quake's a little horror based, the original ones. But yeah, a lot of games like that I'm interested in. Like PlayStation, like at that point where the N64 games had FPS games and like PlayStation 1 low poly shit. I'm looking forward to those kind of games.
Yeah, I hear that.
There's nothing really in specific that I'm looking forward to, but there's definitely indie developed games that are out there right now being made that I'm keeping an eye on.
And like putting it in the hands of indie developers, right? They're going to work their balls off to make it a great product. Instead of just having a juggernaut product, part of a franchise that you're just flying through that just prints money, give it to people now. You've made your money. Give it to people now that are going to put their heart and soul into, yeah, you can make some sort of deal with like your partners in the whole thing. But let them put their heart and soul into a game that's been on ice, as you would say, and just have it be a great product. Last but not least, I'm very lonely. A couple that met in Apex Legends during a random duo. There was a video that went up on YouTube that I just came across. I don't know when it was necessarily posted, but it definitely took the internet by storm. It's by a YouTuber called First Spoken Gaming. He met his wife in a random duo match. Imagine that. I'm doing everything wrong and it's sickening. I am swiping right until I get fucking arthritis. I'm going to the bars. I'm doing all the, I'm getting haircuts. I'm trying to look okay. When all I have to do is just play video games, man, that's all I have to do. It was the most beautiful story in the world. I load into matches expecting to talk to a douchebag or someone without a microphone that just does not want to be there, the most toxic person in the world. When my wife could be playing Gibby, I could load into a game and my wife is playing Pathfinder that we might have to talk about because it stinks, but still, it's right there. I want those arguments that this couple's gonna have. Hey, you're sleeping on the couch tonight, honey. You looted before you picked me up when I was down. You're sleeping on the couch. Yeah, I'm sleeping at my mother's house. You couldn't clutch that 2v1. You're so unattractive right now. I want those arguments. But here I am.
I mean, I know a couple who is married in actually the same guild and people that I was talking about for Wrath of the Lich King. One of the girls who I knew from that guild got married and now has a kid with the guy that she met on WoW. So
video games, man, they're not
moved
bad.
from Canada to the US to be together. That's fucking love, bro. That's love.
I'm never gonna anyway.
I mean, maybe have you considered muting yourself before you punch a desk so nobody like leaves the lobby?
No, but I've considered re-downloading Apex Legends.
Hey, yeah, maybe that's the key.
I did know people that would make female characters in RuneScape and pretend to be girlfriends of people to get free gold.
That is unbelievable. I respect the hustle. Is it?
I knew. It's like this was catfishing before catfishing was a real thing.
Yeah, where's Neve? I'm gonna call Neve and tell him to go into these.
Dude, they were making female RuneScape characters and then going like they would just follow somebody from the bank to like the yew trees that they were cutting down. They'd be like, "Hey, big strong man, can I get some of those some of those yew logs? I want to make some bowstrings."
Oh, too bad I can't pick these up, and the big strong man can go get them for me.
Big strong.
They were like
arms.
real fucking like in the game, like real life NPCs. Like, could you please bring me 50 gold pieces?
Oops,
Yeah,
I
but they would
dropped
get it,
my
though. That's the
sword.
thing.
Excuse
That's
me.
crazy.
And then they would run like 6 or 7 fake relationships on RuneScape at a time and just be just make bank.
Dude, that's unreal. I love that. That is the most. All right, so I'm a con artist.
I grew up with I played video games with scumbags. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, deep down in our hearts, I think there's a little sprinkle of scumbag in us because of like where we were born. I'm banned from fucking eBay. That's a story I've already told. I am a con artist.
Yeah.
And if I played RuneScape, I would be playing these dweebs. I'd have so much gold, I wouldn't know what to do with it because I'd be virtually sucking all their dicks. We got any voicemails, Dom?
Yeah. Now on that note, let's let's listen to some voicemails. Hey everybody! If you're wondering how you can leave a voicemail, you can do so at 617. What's the number? 617-701-7678. That's 617-701-7678. Sauced. The WGG Internet Dad's sauce line. The hotline. Emphasis on hot. Leave us a voicemail and we'll respond live on the show every week, just like we always do. First caller, what do you got?
What's up, gamers? It's Rockin' 505. Gonna
Rockin'.
hopefully have a better question this week that Papa Dom won't literally dissect within seconds. In 2020, what do you think would be like the entry-level video game or games that you can get kids into right now? You know, I have 2 kids, and I've been trying to get them into gaming, and I made a mistake by showing them Fortnite one time.
Oh.
Thankfully, they don't play it the way it should be played. But I want to hear you guys' feedback. Thank you. Bye.
Great question.
Yeah, great question. Unfortunately, I mean, it's going to be Fortnite. Like, kids are going to like want you to buy them an Xbox so they can play Fortnite. But I don't know. I mean, a good entry level game, it kind of just depends on what you want them to play, right? I mean, I think that, and also it depends on kind of how old they are. I mean, I think for kids who are a little bit younger that just want to like run around and do stuff, like my nephew's 5 and he loves Animal Crossing because he can just like run around aimlessly, whack trees with an axe, and like do nothing basically. That's cool. Maybe a little bit older, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance is kind of cool. It kind of just depends on the age. It really does depend. And I think still, like, I've never been a Minecraft guy. I've probably never played more than like 5 minutes of Minecraft in my whole life, honest to God, not even exaggerating. But Minecraft is probably a good intro to like the way games are in 2020 right now, which is like, you know, there's a big emphasis on social stuff. You know, there's a lot of like crafting and things of that nature. So those are all pretty strong candidates, I think.
Yeah, in my opinion, I don't have a specific game, right? But I'll tell you what happened to me when I was younger. I had set games that I was allowed to play. I wasn't allowed to play GTA when I was super young, but I was given the option, okay, you can buy like this Pokemon, or you can buy like blah, 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 blah. And I made my own decision from there. And then because I made my own decision, I was quote unquote obligated to play the game. You're not getting another game. So that kind of makes your kids play the game and form their own relationships within that game with like those characters and like build that bond from there. I think you should put a Pokemon game in the kid's hand. Let them know where we all came from. Great. Animal Crossing, I feel like that's just like a layup, but I'd be remiss to not say the same thing. I mean, there's no harm in that game. You run around aimlessly. You're not bothering anyone. There's no players that are going to get mad at you for stealing their fish. I think the best thing you do if it's like there, I mean, anything Animal Crossing wise, I'd put in their hand for starters. And then from there, just give them a couple options, you know, maybe some Super Smash if you want them to learn how to get their temper right at a young age. You can throw that on them too. But other than that, I mean, throw them in a game of Counter-Strike. I mean, if they're below the age of 5, CSGO might be good.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, sink or swim, kid. Get in.
I mean, I can almost guarantee they'd be better than most of the people in matchmaking anyway.
Oh, probably. Better than me at this point.
I mean, Minecraft is it's the easiest answer. There's no objective to it. You just drop into a world and you hit, just like in Animal Crossing, you hit trees. But guess what? You can also hit the ground. You can hit literally anything. That's what you do. You hit things the whole fucking time. And like Dom, I never fucking played the game. But my nephew is 5 years old and he is now interested in it and he wants to try it. So that probably has to be the easiest entry point into gaming.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Not difficult.
I would rather a kid play like that than Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot more like encourage the creativity. Steez, thank you for the love. Appreciate that, man. Encourages the creativity. You know what I mean? It's like a lot more, you get a lot more like critical thinking out of it, which I think is important. Building and creating and like harvesting and shit like that. I mean, I think that's all really important. So as much as I would rather just like play with Legos, I'm sure that Minecraft is probably the best answer. All right, next caller.
Hey guys, it's Reggie from the Discord. I'm just calling to see what you think of gaming now compared to 10 years ago. Do you think it's worse? And without comparing graphics or anything, why do you think that way? Because personally, I think that like quality is not on the same level as it was 10 years ago. I'm interested to see you guys' thoughts. Thanks.
That is another good question.
Yeah, really
hey,
interesting question there.
we might have a night filled with good questions.
Hey.
Maybe I shouldn't speak too soon.
I mean, it's kind of like a loaded question. I guess it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if Reg said not to talk about graphics, so we won't, because that's obviously like an easy answer. I mean, you think about games 10 years ago, like your classic Halos, like the advent of the great online shooters. I mean, it's tough to speak without having any nostalgia in it. But I mean, I would say that there have been more games that have been impactful on my life in like the last decade than there is in this current decade. So that's kind of I think we got more of like a holistic kind of like a fully realized vision when we popped the disc into our Xbox or PlayStation fucking 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have to worry about season passes. We didn't have to worry about DLC. We didn't have to worry about things shipping broken. Day 1, 84 gig patches. Day 5, 84 gig patches. Fucking month 2, 84 gig patches. I'm looking at fucking you, Modern Warfare. I just think that we got more value 10 years ago. Were they better games? That's subjective, but did we get more value 10 years ago? I think yes.
Yeah, I actually 100% agree with that. I think it's when you look at what we're getting as a product 10 years ago, we saw what we were getting. Here is $60. I am getting Halo 2. Guess what? I have a fully fleshed out campaign and arguably one of the greatest multiplayer experiences ever created. And that was at such a simple and dumbed down level compared to everything that's being released right now when it comes to multiplayer.
Yeah.
When you were playing online Halo, there was TDM, there was SWAT, there was Oddball, and there was Capture the Flag. That's 4 game modes, right?
Classic.
That's it. That's all you ever needed then. But then as time went on, fuck it. Now we got to innovate a little bit. A battle royale, huh? Let's just put that in fucking everything.
Yeah.
So now the whole fucking media is dumbed down with battle royales. I'm not saying it's a genre that doesn't need to exist because it holds a place in video game history right now that we'll be talking about 20 years from now. The problem is it doesn't need to be in every single franchise. It doesn't need to be like the highlight of any IP that's being released for a multiplayer game, which is why I know a lot of people are divisive about Halo Infinite having a battle royale. I personally think they'll probably release one at some point, even though there's statements saying there never will be. But regardless, if it doesn't detract from the campaign, if it doesn't detract from traditional multiplayer experiences, what the fuck does it matter if they release a battle royale? It shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like what we were getting then was a more refined version of the product that we were looking for. But now it's either boiled down into one like hyper specific Call of Duty Warzone, or it's diluted across 7 different modes, like in Modern Warfare, campaign, multiplayer, Warzone, all of the fucking, there's plunder now in Warzone and all the other shit that goes into it. There's as somebody who always says give the consumers choice, sometimes there's too much.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Ubisoft. Sometimes there's too much.
Sometimes it's too much. It's like the Cheesecake Factory menu. Thank you for giving me 1,000 pieces of food to pick from, but just boil it down to like 25, pal. I'll find something I like. I mean, I feel like the business model's changed, right? Where back in the day when you bought a game, that was the game, and that's what you had. They put everything into it, and like, okay, the game is out, there you go. And there was very minimal like updating that went into it and whatnot. But nowadays, technology is so far along where like if you fuck up in the game's release, no big deal. You can fix it, and you can fix it in a couple hours. Everything's fine. There's people working around the clock. We'll push a patch out. Everything will be good. So there's not like now there's not the drive to make it a completely polished and finished game. Yes, of course, certain developers, they do that. But on the contrary, there are companies like, okay, we can get it out and finish it while we go.
You said doo-doo.
I know. That's why I try to space it out a little bit. But I think it's easy for us to say it's not easy to answer it, right? Because we have something to compare to. When we were playing 10 years ago, we knew nothing better. That was like the height back then, and things are progressively getting more advanced and more intricate, and there's more options and stuff like that. So the further that we get into the video game world and the more video games we get and the more options we get, it's going to become easier for us to compare. But impact-wise, back then, video games had more of an impact on me than they do right now.
I got one more point that I wanted to make for this. 10 years ago, video games were being released. Maybe a little further back, but video games were being released because people wanted to have fun playing video games. You know, there were just franchises specifically created just for people to enjoy and have fun. There were all those fucking weird demolition games on the N64. What was the fucking demo game where you played as like the bulldozer and you just had to drive through all the fucking houses and buildings and just do damage to an area?
Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about too. Oh my!
I can't remember the name of
it. And wasn't it Red Faction Gorilla?
No. Before that, on the N64. Before that.
Oh, an N64. Oh shit, I don't know. Well, I mean, Red Faction Gorilla. That was literally the whole fucking demo was you knocking down buildings. Was it Blast Corps?
Yes, it was Blast Corps. So the point I'm trying to make was back then nobody cared. Nobody really fucking cared about what the depth behind everything was, as long as a game was fun to play. Now a game gets released and everyone's like, let me scratch my fucking goatee. What's the meaning behind this? You know, what is the character? Why is this character acting that way? Is there something deeper? Maybe it's even politically driven. What's going on here?
Yeah.
What's going on here? When in reality, all you have to do is just play a game and enjoy it. And I fucked up because I planned on making a video about this a while back when the game Maneater released, and I played through it, and I fucking loved that game. I had a blast with it. The review is up at wickedgaming.com. I streamed a ton of it when the game was released. But Maneater came out as a game that was meant for people to have fun. Okay? Yeah. That was the purpose of it. Enjoy this game. Play it, have fun, don't worry about the rest. And then people still picked it apart. Like, I didn't really understand the story behind it. That's not the fucking point.
It's a shark.
It's a shark. You're playing as a shark. You don't need to understand the story behind it. You're playing as a fucking shark. Yeah, just play the game, have fun with it.
But I feel like they should have gave the shark a little backstory. Like, did he go to college? What did he?
What's his motivation?
What does he believe in?
The lore.
Where does he see himself in 10 years?
The hunter killed their mother. That was the motivation.
Oh yeah, but, I mean that's a beautiful.
Bite that motherfucker too.
But regardless, the point, like the title of that video is going to be why more games need to be like Maneater, and it's just we don't see that nowadays. We don't see a company releasing a game that's just designed for people to sit there and say, "Fuck it, let's have some fun." Everything needs to be, there needs to be detail behind everything. There needs to be reasoning behind everything. 10, 15 years ago, that wasn't always the case. Actually, the majority of the time, it wasn't the case.
We need more people acting like the comment from Corby Corp. He just writes, I've been enjoying the shark game. Okay, that's it. You enjoy it. That's it.
I for one, have been enjoying the shark game.
Succinct and to the point.
That's right. All right. Okay, there you have it. They have it. So yeah, 10 years ago. And also shark games. Next caller.
Hey, what's up, WGG family? It's JB Genesis coming at you with another voicemail. So,
Papa Dom, Chris P, Not a Dr. Bob. The weather is starting to heat up a little bit. People are starting to go outside more. I'm about to go take a quick dip in the pool before the podcast. So my question for you guys and everyone else is, what's your favorite pool accessory or pool toy? For me, I haven't had the chance yet, but I would love to play a game of beer pong on one of those float.
Oh shit. Floaty tables.
Thanks for a great podcast as always, guys. Much love.
I would have said great question, but fuck you, JB. Easy answer. I am a simple man.
If you
okay?
take mine, I'm gonna fucking hate you.
I need 2 pool noodles.
Okay.
That's it.
Yep.
I need one behind my back, under my armpits, and one underneath my knees. And I'm just fucking laid out like this with a beer in one hand. That's all I need. I don't need anything else.
Is that because one noodle won't hold you up?
You tell me how a human being is supposed to balance themselves on one.
Yeah, I was
can
going to
do
say
it.
the same exact thing, actually.
What
I
do
was
you
going to say
mean?
pool noodles and beer are my favorite accessories in the pool.
No, you can balance on one noodle. What are you talking about?
How so?
You
when
wrap
you
it
want to
around? What do you mean? You wrap it around. You put it on your back. You lean back and you kick your feet up and you float. 'Cause, I mean, your back is straight.
Chris, both sides of your body touch both ends of the pool, so I don't know
what
you
the
know,
fuck are you talking about?
I use it in the bathtub all the time. I float perfectly.
Yeah, I think I need just like one float and one beer, and those are my pool accessories.
Mine's gonna be a cooler, and that is all I need. A cooler.
You bring a cooler in the pool with you?
Yeah, one of the floating ones. You don't have to keep getting out.
They're called poolers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cut that out. That's a good one, Dom. I like that.
I gotta go to the patent office.
Yeah, a pooler. You float the pooler in the pool, and you don't have to continue getting out to get more beer.
But to disrupt the market.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm looking out for the concrete at this point because you keep getting it wet, it's gonna start cracking. You might have to get like new concrete laid down. I'm looking out for the ground at this point. You know, just sit in the pool, have some beers, have a good time, float on one noodle.
Also, Fee, swim up bar does count as an accessory, and I would yes, if a swim up bar is available, then yes, that would be the thing. And speaking of her,
hey, wicked good gamers, it's me, Fee2, just calling to say hi, and I have a question for you guys. Since you're always talking about your weekend bevies, if you were having your fun little bro brunch, or you were having a session of gaming with some adult beverages, what would be your top beverage of choice? And you know what? Nah, that's crap. Let's go with top 2. We don't need to limit ourselves too much. And keep on streaming, guys. Thank you. Good night.
So this is a brunch drink?
like a brunch drink. I think your favorite brunch drink. I don't know if it was like brunch while gaming, or not.
Could be both. Could both work.
I think for me, I need to maybe I'm crazy here, but I've seen a lot of like breakfast margaritas on the horizon. Oh yeah, dude! I need something to see. I need something to wake up the sentences. The fucking I can't.
Yeah,
even see.
the sentences. Yeah, though.
I need fucking smelling salts right now. Yeah, little Bloody Maria.
Is that different than a Bloody Mary?
Yeah, it has tequila in it. Instead.
Ooh, I don't like tomato juice, but that sounds nice.
I mean, yeah, little breakfast margarita. Usually they have it's like nice and citrusy. You know, you get the agave in there. It's nice and sweet. Maybe it's got a little bit of bitterness to it. There might be a little OJ, a little tequila. Just something to get all the taste buds, get them all going. You know what I mean? So something like that. Oh yeah, JB knows the deal. Bloody Maria. Couple Bloody Marys. I like. I can only do like one Bloody Mary though. I get heartburn. I'll have agita for the rest of the day.
I have it so bad right now.
Oh, just talking about it?
No, all day.
Oh shit! All right.
Now you're just making it worse.
But yeah. Otherwise, one of my favorite drinks that I've ever had when we were on my bachelor party and we had those huge mimosas that were just like in the giant beer steins, and we were all drinking those. I want to go back there specifically, just get those.
Yeah,
I came up on my time hop a couple of weeks ago and I cried in bed.
So I have to throw a mimosa in there, but you can't have too many, right? Because of course, heartburn, the acid and shit like that comes out. I'm gonna follow suit on the margarita kick. because there's one margarita I had when we went out for brunch one day, Dom, in the city, and it was like coconut milk based. And Bob, I know you'll shit bricks, but it was a coconut based margarita that tasted phenomenal. So going from like the orange of
coconut milk is not the same as cow milk, Chris. You know that, right?
I understand that, but your stomach is terrible. I don't know how close to the sun you can fucking drift.
I just need to know that you know the difference.
Bob, I'm stupid, but I'm not that dumb. I know coconut milk and fucking cow milk are two different things. One thing I'm so confused about, how do they milk cashews? There's no way milk comes out of this.
Finish what the fuck you were saying.
So mimosa and then like a coconut margarita. I always have that after because of course like the dairy in it kind of helps with the hopper and bring it down. And then of course from there you drift into your beers that you're gonna cruise and have the whole day.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same exact thing. It always has to start with a mimosa, and then after about 5 or 6 like glasses, then it's like, all right, it's 2:00 now. We might as well just start drinking ice cold Coors Lights or Miller Lights.
Turn the music up a little bit. The live band's just getting on.
It goes up just a couple notches to like the next interval of 5.
But there are the times where if you get real fucked up on like a real heavy beer night and you wake up the next morning and you have to have brunch, you can always just kick it right off with a nice cold beer.
Yeah,
nice little shampoo.
Hair the dog.
Always start early.
There's nothing better than brunch really cranking up a notch. There's nothing like it. Have a nice your steak and eggs, couple mimosas, and before you know it, Mr. Brightside's on. People are smelling their keys on the dance floor. It's always a great day.
All right, last caller.
Hey guys, Bubba Sack here.
Hey Dweeb.
Just wondering who your least favorite colleague is on the show, and why is it Bob? And keep washing your fucking hands.
So who's our least favorite person on the show?
He said, who is your least favorite colleague on the show, and why is it Bob?
I mean, he's insufferable.
Why we've gotten a call like this before?
It's probably
it was
from
definitely
him.
Also him.
Yeah, it probably was him actually.
Unreal. I don't have any reasons.
He just is.
No, just keep it. He just is. That's honestly the best answer. He just is. I mean, that's it. All right, we all out of voicemails?
Hey, I never got to give my answer. What do you mean?
Why are you your least favorite person?
No. I have to answer the first part of it.
Oh God, here we go. Now we're gonna do this. Huh? I thought we were just gonna let it fizzle out with doing this.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking do this.
All right,
okay?
here we
I'm
go.
gonna make this real easy.
Let's do it.
I couldn't choose. I just can't choose. They're both fucking. I can't stand either one of them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they are fucking. They're fucking brutal to be around. Most of the time, I question Chris's actual IQ daily. Daily.
Me too, bro. To be honest, me too. And sometimes I try to take the test, but I just can't make it through.
You can't. Yeah, you give up.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a squirrel that runs by outside. I'm like a fucking golden retriever puppy. I just can't get through it. All right. Without further ado, it's time to land the train. Bob, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, big shout out to Steez is live saying Bob's my favorite in chat.
Oh, Steez, come on now.
What a
I didn't know you had a burner, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why your face is lighting up. You're on your other screen typing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Caught.
Let's see. What do we have on YouTube? We got Binge, new sub. That's your
Good guy.
Real
Good guy.
Good guy.
And then Jacoby 456, 2 new subs. So if you'd like me to shout you out, all you gotta do is comment on a video or subscribe at youtube.com/wickedgaming. I am getting the rest of the Resident Evil 0 playthrough up. All of the parts have been edited. I'm probably gonna get 2 or 3 up every week. So we're on part 5, and there's a total of 11. So the whole series will be out within 2.5 weeks, basically.
Lit.
So, yeah.
Pop it down. What do you got, King?
Well, leave us a voicemail, first of all, 617-701-7678. Personally, the duty falls, the mantle of responsibility falls to me to brief. I was going to say preview but preef was the word that came out of my mouth. So to preef the voicemails, that comes to me. So if you leave them during the show, it makes it kind of awkward for me to do that. So if you leave them during the week, we don't have to do that. And I can listen to them beforehand so that we can just, you know what I mean, bang right through them. I love and appreciate every single one of you that listens to the segments and also leaves the voicemails for the segments. Keep doing that, please. And tell your friends. Let's get some more questions in there. I love the voicemails. And that's always really good. So thanks a lot for everybody who has participated in that. Also, buy a t-shirt. Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, you can wear what the pros wear over at wickedgoodgaming.com/shop. Lots of new shit. There is the Endless Simp t-shirt that is on there, the shirt of the summer. Already got a lot of pictures in the Discord of people rocking that shit. So make sure you go get one of those, get it in like a tank top. You know what I mean? We got them in men's and women's sizes. I felt like it would be weird to have it on like a baby onesie, like the word simp. So I didn't put kids' clothes out for that one. I just,
you're born with
guys
it.
got to have boundaries.
You're born with it.
Guys got to have boundaries. Yeah, simp from day one, cradle to the grave. And also shout out to a good friend of the program, friend in real life, Jess, who had surgery on her face. Went back to the, what were you going to say?
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And, she went back to the character creator screen, had double jaw surgery. So wishing you the best with recovery and also with your birthday. Because, I know you like your festivals and your socialization, and you can't really do a whole lot of that anyway right now. So don't feel too bad. But have a happy birthday. I hope you got lots of whatever it is that you can have while recovering from double jaw surgery, and wish you a speedy recovery.
Damn, she doesn't even stream, so we can't birthday rate her after the show.
Honestly, if you streamed, you wouldn't recognize her. And this is in a very good way. She posted a story today, like post surgery, like finally like swelling coming down. It looks great. It's like a whole different person. It's actually really, really cool.
You're basically like trying to tread water there. Like, she looks nothing like she did before. She looks great now. Like,
no, she's always looked great. But it was I responded to it actually, and she could vouch for it. I responded. I was just like, I forget exactly what I said, but something along the lines like, "That's not you" or something like that. It's amazing. But happy birthday, Jess. Hope you're feeling well, and hope you have a speedy recovery. As for me, I have nothing. If you do want to shout out for me on the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. It really helps us within the rankings. More people listen to the podcast, more people get to join. It's always a good time. So if you do enjoy the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. You could leave us a comment on there if you would like, and I will read it live on the show. As long as it doesn't get us TOS, you could roast us, ask a question, praise us. Now I'm having a tough time talking, but yeah. So if you're looking for the old school written content, that's at wickedgoodgaming.com. If you are looking for the podcast, you're wondering what other platforms it is on. It's on Apple, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, Radio.com, and iHeartRadio, and probably a bunch of little ones that we do not know about. Please check us out on YouTube. Bob's been cranking out YouTube videos, youtube.com/wickedgoodgaming. And I think that's about it. That has been episode 191 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Thank you for everyone that has stopped in. And if you're listening to it on the pre-recorded, we love you just as much. We love you all. We love you all, you 3 internet dads. We're here for you. But we'll be back for you next week for episode 192.